Good morning and welcome to Mornings on Main Street for this Thursday, the 20th of July. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Hope your morning's off to a great start. Let me tell you, this is what we have in store today. We are talking about the next Summer in the Park series in Clarksville, hosted by Clarksville Park and Recreation. It is Theater in the Park happening this Saturday afternoon. We'll share with you who will be in attendance to perform for all of those who's coming out. After that, we are taking a look back at two other interviews that we've done in the past. You know, we have so many fantastic interviews. I know it is hard for all of you to sort through and find some of these fantastic pieces that we've done. So this morning, we are resharing the one interview we did with the Tennessee Farm Winegrowers Alliance. We are told all about the wineries here in Tennessee and how the Winegrowers Alliance got its start. After that, we're heading back to Pulaski to visit with the owner of Big Creek Winery to hear why he decided to open up a winery there in Pulaski and the wines that you can find there. But first, let's get a check of some of the headlines that you'll find on our website, mainstreetmediatn.com. $2.7 million is being invested to establish manufacturing operations in Lawrenceburg. Blickman Industries, LLC is behind this investment. Now, the project is expected to create 48 new jobs in Lawrence County. Read more on Tennessee's commitment to creating and maintaining a pro-business environment by visiting mainstreetmediatn.com. Do you have memories, detailed memories of the Tennessee maneuvers? Tennessee maneuvers happened in the 1940s when Middle Tennessee was a training battleground for hundreds of thousands of soldiers before being shipped off to World War II. 22 counties were used. Find out more on this part of Tennessee history and why filmmaker Kelly McGill is looking for people with those memories of the Tennessee maneuvers. Go to mainstreetmediatn.com and click on Main Street Nashville. Platelets are unique because of their short shelf life, and we need these collections regularly. This was said by Dr. Liz Kohler, Chief Medical Officer for Blood Assurance. Blood Assurance right now is issuing a call to the public about donating platelets. Platelet donors can give every 7 days and up to 24 times a year. The process usually takes between 60 to 90 minutes. Get the full scope of the need by going to our website. Let's get a check of our forecast now. We're turning to our friends over at Tennessee Valley Weather.
Good Thursday morning. I'm Kelly Rawson here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a check at your forecast for the rest of today. We're going to start things off a little bit on the gloomy side. I think we stay mostly dry. This massive rain and storms going to stay off to our north and east, but we could still see a few thunderstorms throughout the rest of this morning and afternoon. Coverage just not as great as the last few days. More of a spotty shower or storm chance possible. Otherwise, we're going to see a partly to mostly cloudy sky for the rest of the afternoon. I would keep the rain gear around just in case, but overall, not going to need it. And then heading into your Thursday evening into Friday, this line of storms will be weakening as it approaches, but we could still see some precip on Thursday night and into the overnights heading into Friday. Here's your 7-day forecast. We are looking like isolated storm chances for this afternoon with temperatures in the mid-90s. And then for your Friday, we're going to increase that to a 40% chance during the daytime and a 50% chance into the afternoon and evening, thanks to a cold front. Unfortunately, does bring us a storm chance, but it also brings us a little bit of a cooler weather pattern for the weekend with temperatures only into the mid-80s for highs.
Welcome back. So excited to highlight this morning Theater in the Park happening this weekend in Clarksville at the Wilma Rudolph Event Center from 3 to 6. It's going to be a great time. To tell us what you can expect when you turn out, we have event planning specialist with Clarksville Park and Recreation Department, Amanda Pitt. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Stephanie.
So what will Saturday consist of?
Well, Saturday is going to be all about theater. It's going to be all about performance and celebrating local talent. So the first thing we'll have is the Clarksville School of Fine Arts. They'll be bringing some kiddos to do some of their summer work that they've been working on, so that'll be wonderful. And then we've got the Southern Black Arts Council, who's also going to be showcasing some of their youth performances. And then the headliner for the day will be the Nashville Shakespeare Festival, and they have been in the business of doing professional Shakespeare since 1989. So they are the best in the biz. They also do Shakespeare in the Park down in Franklin and in Nashville every year.
They're phenomenal. If you have not been able to catch their performances, if you're here, you want to make Saturday a part of your plans. Anytime between 3 to 6, come out here. to the Wilma Rudolph Event Center. It is something to see. What is it like to get all of these people together in one spot to put on performances for the community?
Well, it's a lot of fun. I was a theater teacher for quite some time, and so it is really a work of heart. It is a passion project for me. So getting to be able to do this and bring all these groups together, and hopefully a lot of our citizens of Clarksville together to come and just be a part of the celebration, celebrating performance and live theater. It's going to be awesome.
You have the performances. What other vendors or other entities will you have here?
We will also have a hydration station brought to you by our sponsors, Keller Williams, Marian Jewell, and Kim Wayrock. And then we'll also have some of our partners and sponsors will be here promoting kind of what they do and who they are. But it's going to be, the focus will be on those performances.
And so when you come out, is there anything that people need to keep in mind as they're driving here and parking before they get out to enjoy all the performances?
Absolutely. You're welcome to bring your pets. We always get those questions. Can I bring my dog? Absolutely. As long as your dog is on a leash. And of course the cleanup process, cleaning up after them. But we also get asked what kind of food is going to be there, what kind of drinks are going to be there. So we've got Johnny and June's Italian Ice who will be here to help cool us off. Also Monster Cone and Monster Dog will be here with those summer classics, hot dogs, ice cream. It's going to be great.
So if you're driving here and you're like, oh, I don't see anything outside, don't worry. It's happening inside. So they have that contingency plan if the weather is not cooperating, whether it's too hot or if there's some rain or something. So they will be here. This is number 2 in a series of performances and shows. You had Art in the Park. How was that? It was terrific. We had a couple hundred people come through and enjoy just the free activities that we had out there for the kiddos, and the professional artists that were there selling their work. They had a great time. It was a lot of fun. And then again, Saturday, Theater in the Park from 3 to 6. And then coming up in August, on August 12th, you have Dance in the Park. Yes, we do. So we're going to celebrate all kinds of dance. So that'll be the week that school starts. We'll be here right out here in the Wilma Rudolph Amphitheater, and we're going to celebrate not just our local dance companies, but also maybe kinds of dance that you may not think about, like Dance Fitness and our adult color guard groups that are here in town. Fantastic. Clarksville Parks and Recreation, you guys do a lot of hosting of different events. Where can we follow everything that you have going on? We are on all the socials. So we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're everywhere, and there is something all the time. So if you're new to Clarksville, that's a great place to start trying to figure out what's going on here, what is there to do, because there's always something to do. You just have to look. 100%. Amanda, thank you so much. Once again, Saturday, Theater in the Park here at the Wilma Rudolph Event Center, or here in the amphitheater from 3 to 6. Be here. You don't want to be anywhere else. Again, thank you for your time. Stick with us. We have more coming up right after this.
Tired of hanging lights every year? We get it. That's why Southern Nights is here to help. We install programmable lighting on your home or business so you can enjoy beautiful, customizable lighting all year round. No more ladders, tangled lights, or cold nights outside. We do the work, you do the celebrating. Call Southern Nights today and take the hassle out of holiday lighting forever. For a free quote, give us a call at 931-241-3074 or visit our Facebook page at Southern Nights.
Did you know that up to 80% of us will experience back or neck pain during our lifetime? Many of you are offered surgery or addictive pain pills to relieve your chronic pain. At the Dr. Gill's Center for Back, Neck, Chronic Pain Relief, we have been leading the way to better health, naturally, and have helped tens of thousands of people right here in Middle Tennessee for the past 30 years.
I came to Dr. Gill about 10 years ago after my local doctors recommended surgery. I knew about Dr. Gill and wanted to see if he could help me. 10 years later, I am pain-free, no surgery, and no pain pills.
Surgery is scary, and over 40% of all back surgeries fail, creating a cycle of surgery and pills. There is a safer solution to your chronic pain. Make the call to the Dr. Gill Center for Back, Neck, Chronic Pain Relief today and get your life back. This office visit is normally $299, but call today and receive your initial consultation, report of finding for just $49. But hurry, this offer won't last long. Call 615-768-8743. That's 615-768-8743.
In the state of Tennessee, we have the Tennessee Crafts Brewers Guild. We also have the Tennessee Distillers Guild. But in addition to that, we have the Tennessee Farm Winegrowers Alliance, and it is all things Tennessee wine. We welcome back Laura Swanson from the Tennessee Farm Winegrowers Alliance. She's with us again today. Laura, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity to tell people about wine.
You know, I'm so excited because this is just, as I was reading through the story on your website, it blows my mind that this got going back in 1973 with 7 people that were at the location that is now Beach Haven Winery in Clarksville, Tennessee. Can you expand on the beginning of this alliance?
Yes, absolutely. So during Prohibition, as you are well aware, and most people are aware, alcohol sales and production were cut. It took a really long time for things to come back. And so in the early 70s, a group of wine enthusiasts wanted to create an organization to learn more and educate themselves and others about grape and wine production in Tennessee. The first grapes were grown commercially in the early 80s in what is now known as Highland Manor Winery up in Jamestown. And then from that, the industry really began to progress rapidly. And so if you think about realistically where Tennessee is in wine production, commercially, that's only really been done for about the past 40 years. And so we're still relatively young when you think about places like Italy and France, who have been making wine for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. We've only been making it commercially in the state for about 40 years. Some of those vines that were initially planted back in the late 70s and early 80s are still there and are still producing grapes up in Jamestown. But a fun fact, Judge Beach was one of those original people sitting around that table, and his grandson is actually the winemaker there at Beach Haven. So he is a third generation winemaker, just like many of the other wineries in the state are multi-generational family run operations.
How beautiful is that? Because again, first off, it takes a lot to really continue to improve upon wines and the growth of the grapes. So I would assume maybe that first generation may not really have seen fully what their winery was going to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that we do have this story of Beach Haven, where it started as just someone who was interested in growing grapes. And now they are one of the largest producers in the state. And it's a really great story of what we have here in Tennessee and what we can become.
Oh, most definitely. You know, and I would kind of going around the website that you guys offer and looking at my side table here, but you can see it behind me. On your website, you have it broken down in the state from West, Middle, and East Tennessee. People can look at the different wineries.
Yes, our website is very interactive. As many people can see, the majority of the wineries in Tennessee are in East Tennessee. Most of them are in Sevier County, where a lot of tourists are, but there are also a lot of vineyards in East Tennessee. Then the farther west you go, the fewer there are. We do have 2 new wineries opening in West Tennessee, Beaumont Vineyards up in Martin and 40 Cannons in Henderson. They will be open very soon, and so they'll be the 2 newest wineries in the state of Tennessee.
So that will take it from 78 to 80 wineries?
Yes.
Goodness gracious.
Yes.
And I did bring up the state. So in the way it's broken out for people watching this, you can see, you know, each of the wine glasses, that is a winery that you can visit.
That is a winery that you can visit, but also want to add that Tennessee state law allows each winery to have up to 2 tasting rooms. And so right now, there are actually 114 places to taste wine in Tennessee, which includes those 78 wineries, plus the additional tasting rooms that many of our wineries have.
When it comes to Tennessee wine, so say, you know, we're not able to make it from one side of the state to the other, which is my goal now to do, is to do the entire wine trail that we have. But how else are you introducing all of us to the wonderful wines that the state has?
Well, you actually just touched on one of the first things. Tennessee actually has a Tennessee wine trail. We launched this Tennessee wine trail in September, and it features almost 60 wineries across the state. You earn prizes for every 10, 20, and 30 wineries that you visit. Prizes range from a vinyl sticker to a VIP ticket to a local wine festival, which is the second piece to how we introduce people to Tennessee wines. Our association, Tennessee Farm Winegrowers Alliance, or Tennessee Wines, regularly hosts wine festivals across the state. These wine festivals allow people to buy a ticket and then taste wine from the wineries that are present. So for most wineries, for most wine festivals, there are anywhere from 14 to 16 wineries present, and they will bring anywhere from 6 to 10 wines each time. So if you do that math, you have well over 100 wines that you can taste just at one festival. And then by tasting those wines, you're able to tell what you like and what you don't like. Did you think that you liked a sweet red wine? But through the wine festival, you may have learned that you now like dry whites.
Oh, I love it. Cannot wait to hit all the festivals that you guys offer. Thank you for what you do, and thank you for sharing all of this with us. So, Laura, we appreciate you and can't wait to chat again.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to let people know about Tennessee wine.
Of course. And for those of you, we all have social media on Facebook. You can find Tennessee Wines just by putting in Tennessee Wines, and it'll take you to their Facebook page. Also, you can also Google the Tennessee Farm Winegrowers Alliance. Well, stick right here. We have more coming up on Mornings on Main Street after this.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
They said I wouldn't make it without a college degree.
They said only a man could be a roofing executive.
They said a former addict always relapses.
They said my amputation would keep me out of roofing.
They said never give an ex-convict a second chance.
They said I could never be a leader.
They said I couldn't support my family as a single mom.
At Rackley, we say they're wrong.
Want to change the world? Change it, one roof at a time.
Well, welcome back. You know, I am with someone here in Pulaski, Tennessee that says he eats, breathes, and sleeps Pulaski and is so happy to bring this business to Pulaski. I'm with Billy Brymer. He is the owner of Big Creek Winery.
Yes.
An absolutely tasty wine. Delicious. This
Absolutely.
is incredible. First off, thank you for joining me.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking.
You're very welcome. And I keep telling people thank you for joining me, but I'm joining them in their setting.
Yeah.
This is your spot. This is a super great place that you have. Tell me about it.
Well, you know, we actually had to rush this place in because we were somewhere else about 4 years ago, or actually a year and a half ago. And we owned a big building on the other side of town, and this was all my nursery. But we did have the grapes here, so we grew the grapes here. But the wine was made over in my old location where my nursery used to set, which is not far from here, but it was about 4 miles, kind of off the beaten path a little bit. Everybody thinks, you know, off the beaten path is a mile or two around here. So, you know, we had the opportunity to move here when we sold that business or sold that building and sold the land. And this is where we need to be on this bypass.
Okay.
And so we threw this building up in a real quick hurry. I mean, we were sleeping and one day I thought, well, let's do it this way. And we did it, and we got in here and started building. And if you'll see a couple bolt holes in the floor, you'd notice where we moved a couple posts. I said, well, we can't do that. So we got to have a bar. So we moved the post back. You see that. But yeah, we just kind of threw it up.
You know, being here, you said for a year now, about a year and a half?
A year and a half, yeah.
Are you happy with, I mean, I know you said you just threw it up, but are you happy with the way things are? And what about the reception from everyone here in town?
Well, you know, Giles County, we have a lot of support here. I mean, we keep seeing over and over the Giles County tags to come in this place. And when we have outings here, we see a lot of people that appreciate coming to the winery, because we do have a lot of music here. At least once a month. We're going to have one May 20th. We'll have a big band coming in, and they're going to be playing. Chevy Lilo, he's actually from, I think, Columbia, Murray County, somewhere there, but he's got quite a few hits going. He's going to be an up and young artist, and he's coming. Going to be here May 20th, but we have got a lot of people in Giles County that come just for these concerts and to relax and chill out and listen to music and have a bottle of wine. So yeah, it's really good.
Oh, I love hearing that. Billy, tell me, why a winery?
I'm a landscape contractor by trade, and we travel to all these little towns, and there'd be a little winery pop up, and I thought, hey, I'd like to go in there and try their wine, and I thought I can do this myself. So I researched it in 2006, planted my first grapevine in 2007.
What?
And then they just sit there and fed the deer for 7 years.
Oh.
And man, they were getting fatter and fatter, and I was like having vines that was up and down and let them go. But so I ran into Sam Duncan, and Sam Duncan is actually, I'm in the wine business. So here's Sam Duncan.
Okay.
This is Sam Duncan. So I met him at Annie's Beer Garden. You know where that is? Annie's Beer Garden? It's a little place called St. Joe.
Okay.
He come in, walked in, pulled these 2 little bottles of wine out of his sack, and I thought, man, that's the prettiest wine I've ever seen. So I walked over and I said, hey, did you make the wine? And he looked at me startled. I said, oh, are you the law? I said, no, I'm not the law. I said, I've been wanting to make wine for a long time now, for 7 years. And I said, I don't know how to make wine. And I said, I don't want to venture into it by myself. I'm hoping I thought maybe since I seen that wine and how pretty it was, you might give me a few tips. He said, why don't you come over and try the wine? So I said, okay. So I went over and I tried the wine. It was the best wine I ever had.
No
I thought,
kidding.
oh my God. He said, well, you come and see me and we'll talk about it. Now this is in November, okay?
Okay.
And I said, well, a lot of times, and he lives in Waynesboro, okay? So I said, a lot of times I go fishing at Pickwick Dam. So this is in May. We were fishing, wasn't catching no fish. Come back through. I said, hey, I want to call this guy. And I called him. He answered the phone. And I said, hey, you remember me? I seen you over St. Joe. He said, yeah, I remember you. You're the law, right? I said, I'm not the law. I thought, man, why does he keep saying that to me?
Right.
And so he met me in the driveway. I looked around. I'm thinking, all these vines and stuff he talked about, where are they at? He talked like he had all these vines and things. Well, he used to. He said, because I don't hear very well. He said, no, I told you I used to have all these vines. I've only got this much left now. But I thought, okay, well, I said, I still want to learn how to make wine. He said, well, come on in. And he takes me to this 2-car garage. And I'm thinking, why is he taking me to the 2-car garage? I said, this don't make no sense.
Seems a little sketchy.
So here I'm going, and then he opens the little side door, and he opens it up, and then wall-to-wall wine. I said,
wow.
Oh my goodness, he's a bootlegger. I said that to myself, And sure enough, he'd been bootlegging wine for 23 years.
Stop it, really?
Yeah.
So Sam Duncan, that influence for you, you know what I mean, helping you make wine. And now Big Creek Winery here in Pulaski. Look at this behind me.
I know.
You have different varieties, you have reds and whites. What all do you carry?
We make wine from anything that grows in our county.
Okay.
Anything that grows in our county. And so we don't have French hybrids because we don't grow French hybrid grapes here. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to get it out of California because you got California wine companies to do that.
Right.
Why do I want to make something they make? So, I make wine from peach, apple, pear, muscadine, all the grapes that grow in Tennessee. We have about 8 grapes, I think, varieties, and then the rest of them are going to be apple, peach, pear, blueberry, blackberry. The blackberries come from the Amish over here. I do have blackberry vines growing, but I feed the birds with those because I just don't have time to pick. And then the blueberries, I get them out of Bartlett, Tennessee. I got a friend over there that grows blueberries only, and so we meet at Savannah and exchange blueberries and money. And then I make wine with all that. Our blackberries, like I said, come from Amish. The strawberries come from the Amish. The peaches come from Ardmore. They come from Scott's Orchard down there in Ardmore, so we get local everything. And then, of course, I grow muscadine, white and red, and I grow Catawba grape, which that's one of the grapes we have. That's an American French hybrid is what that is.
Okay.
And that's as close as we can get to a French grape, but it's going to be a American-based hybrid is what that is. And then we have the Chambourcin, which you're drinking that.
Something that is that I thought was kind of really unique in what you do, if you'll hold this, because I feel like I need to maybe use both hands. On the wine, on the labeling, it is the most unique labeling I think I've seen. They're all very different, coming from the same spot, Big Creek Winery. But say this one, you have the Excalibur, and there is a horse on the front. Again, you have Sam Duncan. His picture is on another bottle of wine, and I can pull out another one.
Oh, the Milky Way Blue is again, that's a local landmark here in Giles County. And the Milky Way Farm was Mr. Mars, the candy bar maker, and he owned this farm and lived and died here. And but this is fascinating to me because we did our high school graduation pictures here in 1978.
Wow.
So that's fond memories. And that's my horse Excalibur. So I love horses.
Each label is each label is different, and each label is special.
It is.
That is mine. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute.
Good.
Hold up. Billy, Big Creek Winery, again, Pulaski, Tennessee is one location. Lawrenceburg is going to be the newest location. Thank you so much for treating me to this glass of wine and to the story and a little bit of history from Big Creek Winery. I appreciate it.
Yes, we got all history. If you come here, you're going to get a history lesson from Giles County.
I promise you want to come out here. So we're going to enjoy our wine and chat a little bit longer, but don't go anywhere because we're not quite done just yet.
There's a lot to consider when it comes to choosing a Medicare plan. That's where Health Markets Insurance Agency can help. Independent licensed insurance agents who work with Health Markets can answer your questions about the different parts of Medicare, when you can enroll, benefits, costs, and more. Speak to a local licensed insurance agent today to get started on your Medicare journey.
Welcome back. Here's a look back at the Main Street Media Awards for Dickson County. We would like to thank all of the finalists and winners for turning out yesterday morning. Take a look at some of them picking up their winning or finalist certificate there. Again, it was a great morning and we appreciate the turnout and look forward to our next award ceremony in the next couple of weeks. I also want to give a quick shout out to Nashville Dolphins. I want to thank them for this t-shirt. I very much appreciate it. And again, thank you for sharing your story and information with us here at Mornings on Main Street. If you have a story in your community, please email me at smiller@mainstreetmediatn.com. I would love to talk with you and share it right here on Mornings on Main Street. Well, thanks for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow morning.